We all want our dogs to know how much we love them, right? We get them the best food, the squeakiest toys, we take them on these epic adventures. But what if I told you the deepest, most powerful connection isn't built in those big, grand gestures? What if it's actually forged in the tiny, everyday moments that science is just now starting to prove are the ones that matter most? Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, it's the one question every single one of us asks. You walk in the door, their whole body is wagging, you toss them a treat. But does that actually translate to "I love you" in their language? The answer is a huge yes, but probably not in the ways you think.
And that's the beautiful thing about this. This isn't about some massive guilt-inducing overhaul of how you live with your dog. Not at all. The truth is, most of us are already so close. It just takes a few small, intentional tweaks to turn those normal, everyday things you do into these incredibly powerful statements of love.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to peek into how dogs actually feel love. Then, we'll dive into the language of connection, what our eyes and our voice are really saying. From there, we'll look at daily rituals, the power of play, the importance of just being quiet together, and then we'll wrap it all up.
Okay, let's kick things off with the most direct, unfiltered lines of communication you have with your dog, your eyes and your voice. The first two secrets are hiding right here in plain sight.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But think about it. In the dog world, a hard, direct stare is a challenge. But that soft, loving gaze between you and your dog, that's something else entirely. It's a superpower unique to your relationship.
And here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. This isn't just a feeling, it's actual biology. A 2015 study confirmed what scientists call the oxytocin gaze loop. When you and your dog just look into each other's eyes, both of your brains get a hit of oxytocin, the very same hormone that bonds mothers and their newborn babies. It's literally a feedback loop of love. How cool is that?
So we all talk to our dogs, like all the time. But are they really understanding what we're trying to say? Well, it turns out that for your dog, what you say and how you say it are processed in two totally different parts of their brain. So think about it like this. The actual words, like "who's a good boy," go to one side of the brain. And that happy, high-pitched, loving tone you use, that goes to the other side. A study found that their brain's reward center only really lights up, like a Christmas tree, when both things happen at once. The loving words have to match the loving tone. That's when they feel it. Okay, so let's take those ideas and see how they plug into the things you do every single day without even thinking about it. These next two secrets can turn your normal routine into a powerful bonding ritual.
You've probably heard this one a million times, right? That old school advice that says if your dog is going nuts when you get home, you should just ignore them for 5 minutes until they calm down. Well, get ready, because new science says that advice might be completely backward.
Yeah, it turns out that ignoring your dog when you come home can actually make things like separation anxiety worse. The new thinking is this: a calm, quiet, physical greeting, just a gentle pet, soft hello, doesn't reward the craziness. Instead, it reaffirms your bond and helps keep those happy oxytocin levels high from the reunion. You're reassuring them, not rewarding them.
We tend to think of the daily walk as, exercise and a potty break. But for your dog, that walk is everything. It's their newspaper, their social media feed, their way of catching up on all the neighborhood gossip. And they read it all with their nose.
And check this out. This shows you just how big a deal this is. A 2019 study had a group of dogs go on sniffaries, basically walks where they could stop and sniff whatever they wanted for as long as they wanted. After just 2 weeks, those dogs were measurably more optimistic than the dogs who were rushed along. Letting them sniff isn't just nice, it's essential for their mental health.
All right, moving on to how we can use more structured time, like playing and meal times, to really deepen that bond and give our dogs a fantastic sense of purpose.
Tug-of-war. For decades, we've been warned, never let your dog win, you have to be the alpha. But it turns out this simple game, when played right, is an amazing way to build a cooperative bond.
And this is the fear, isn't it? That if you let go of that rope, your dog is suddenly going to think they run the entire household. But the research? It tells a completely different story.
Okay, let's put this myth to bed for good. Study after study has found zero, and I mean zero, connection between winning at tug and a dog showing dominant behaviors. What really matters is your energy. When you're warm, you're engaged, you're having fun, it actually lowers their stress. So go ahead, let them win. It's a huge confidence booster for them, and honestly, it makes the game way more fun.
Now this one is so simple, you can literally start doing it at your dog's very next meal. Before you plop their food bowl down, just ask for a simple behavior they know, like sit.
The second their butt hits the floor, you give them real, genuine praise. Yes, what a good sit! And then you give them the food. A brain scan study showed that for most dogs, their brain's reward center lights up just as much for our praise as it does for food. You're pairing two of their absolute favorite things in the world.
All right, for our final secret, we're going to strip everything away. No action, no words, no toys. We're getting to the absolute core of what this bond is all about. That's it. No agenda, no expectations. Just find a moment in your day to sit on the floor or the couch near your dog and just be. You can read, you can listen to music. The point is just to share a calm, quiet space together.
And you might think this is just some nice, fluffy idea, but the science here is just wow. Studies have proven that the simple, quiet presence of a person can physically lower the stress hormones in shelter dogs. But even more incredible, a recent study found that a dog's long-term stress levels actually mirror their owners. It's not always about what you do with them. It's about the calm emotional state you bring to them. Your calm is one of the greatest gifts you can give.
So after going through all 7 of these secrets, from the eye gaze loop to the power of just sitting still, what's the big idea? What does it all boil down to?
It's this. It all comes down to this one idea. It's not about the fancy dog park or the grain-free food. The real, unbreakable bond is forged in holding that gaze for an extra 2 seconds. It's letting them sniff that fire hydrant. It's that moment of genuine praise before dinner. It's about turning the things you're already doing into small, intentional acts of love.
And really, that's what this is all about. It's not about adding a bunch of new chores to your list. It's about seeing the powerful opportunities for connection that are already hiding in your day. So the next time your dog looks at you, which one of those small moments are you going to see in a whole new light?